Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, there. I'll just say once more, you did so well with the
Thank you very much.
mounting
Do
block.
you want to
Yeah.
do that last 5 minutes again?
No, but I
Okay,
just want to say we talked about that before we started recording,
sure.
how wonderful you did with the mounting block as well as the round pen. Very good work. And
Thank you.
now it's the way how to move on. And
Yeah,
we started briefly. It's just keep doing the same, uh, keep it under threshold and move closer to him,
yeah.
back up,
Uh,
closer, back up, maybe. Yeah.
yeah, I'd like to see how he feels about the bigger block again now as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether he'd let me get onto the top of that one, because from that one I'd be able to get on him without putting any weight in the stirrups, which when you've got a Heather Moffat treeless,
Yeah.
if I can do that, it's a lot better because there's less risk of the whole thing swinging around and depositing me on the
True.
ground. So
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, that will be interesting to see if he has the same reaction, calm reaction to the big block as he
yeah,
had to the smaller block. But I think the concept will be the same. It's finding where his threshold is, working around it, and sometimes you make it easier and back off
yeah,
more, and then you approach. It's like, yeah, you just stay around. Sometimes you go see if he's okay with going further, closer, because that's the way you need to go, but you
hmm
need to go back and forth and trying to squeeze the
yeah. So
line.
stretch him a little
Yeah.
bit and then back to the
Yeah.
comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I thought maybe the spoonful of sugar technique. Do you remember that
hmm
one? Yeah.
Yes.
You use a reward, something that he really loves, and obviously now you use a cone as a starting button, go button, or I saw he liked to take the a cloth or something lying
Oh,
on the.
picking up the lead rope. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Does he know about fetch, or is it
He
just
doesn't.
something?
I haven't taught him that one. My old horse used to play it with feed buckets. He used to
Yeah,
pick up all the feed buckets for me after they'd all finished eating, but I haven't taught it to him.
but he definitely looked like he liked to pick up the lead rope. So
Yeah,
maybe you could develop that and reward
absolutely.
him
Yeah,
for
give it a
going
go.
yeah, getting close to the mounting block. He can be rewarded by being able to fetch, uh, because that would link it to something fun. It looked like
Yes.
he thought it was fun to pick up the
I
lead
taught him
rope.
to play. I taught him to play football with a big gym ball years ago, but we haven't done
Oh,
it for a long time. Don't even know where it is.
yeah.
Actually, I'll try and find
Yeah,
it.
but how will that go when the wind when there's a lot of
that's
wind?
that's that's the issue. I taught it to him in the
Yeah,
middle of summer when there wasn't any, but
yeah, I've done the
yeah,
same, but I live. Do you live by the coast as well?
I do. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, it's the same here. And so
Yeah,
very often there's a lot of wind, so not.
yeah.
And my pony and he could play the ball as long as it was quiet. But when the wind comes in and it starts running around by itself, that's another
Yeah,
story.
that's too much. And my neighbour has got all five of her horses in the fields next door to mine at the moment. So if I
Oh,
set them off, I'm going to be in real trouble.
yeah, and they're not used to all the
Yeah.
strange things we clicker trainers are doing.
I catch them looking over the fence at me sometimes going, what on earth is she doing now? But hey ho, it works for us. So
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So the thing I thought now, it's like you really gone so fast forward. You're already able to look at your own videos and review yourself. A lot of people don't feel like doing that because they just can't stand watching themselves or being able to see the good and the bad. And I feel like you did that as well. You did the review of one of the videos and did it all by yourself, and your and the things you observed were spot on, I thought.
Well, you taught me that. I wouldn't have done that without you sending
Yeah,
that first one with such a detailed amount of feedback on it. I would
yeah,
never
but
have thought to do that otherwise. So,
yeah, but you did it after only one session, and not everybody would do that. So yeah, you're doing very well. And I think it's like you can do this is what the training is about. It is to
mhm,
see yourself and be able to see the good and the bad. And I do think you should really see the good as well, because
thank you.
often we get too focused on the things that needs improvement.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I think it's really important to see the good things, celebrate the good things. You do as well, not just your
Mhm.
horse, because you're doing a great job as well. So yeah, uh, and what is it they say? You should see three good things and only one thing to improve.
I've not
That's what
heard
you
that one
should look
before,
for.
actually.
Yeah, something like that. And yeah, I think that's right, because we should uh, we should be nice to ourselves, and we should have fun while we're training. And if we
Absolutely.
judge ourselves too hard, it's the fun will disappear. So yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah. No,
um,
we definitely do this for pleasure. So,
yeah, it is, and we should have fun. And I see you smiling through the videos all the time, so that's wonderful. Because I've seen other videos when people are very focused and they
mm,
forget, and it doesn't look that nice as when
mm.
you smile.
Well, they're just such a fun pair of ponies to work with. So,
Yeah, and
Finn especially, he's got such a sense of humour.
yeah. Yeah, he's very helpful, and yeah, it's fun to watch.
What one of his favourite tricks, or used to be, I think he's mostly stopped doing it now, is he follows me all the way around the field when I'm mucking out, and he
Ah,
waits until the barrow is pretty much full, and then he
ah,
thinks, "Well, Mum likes to pick that up," and he gets his nose under it, and tips the whole thing out.
yeah, very
Git!
nice.
And he thinks that's the best game ever, and I disagree.
Can
But
imagine. Oh my, yeah, he's really fun boy. Do you ride him or?
I used to, but he's 24 now, and I'm a bit too heavy for him at the moment.
Ah, okay,
If
yeah.
if I was 2 stone lighter, we'd still be going out, but because
Yeah.
he'd be up for it, I think. But he has quite a sensitive stomach. He'd had undiagnosed ulcers for about 8 years when I got him,
Ah,
and
okay, yeah, yeah.
so he permanently. I mean, he cribs less than he used to, and it's a
Okay.
habit now rather than actually any pain. But because we've got that sorted, and they've not come back. Touch wood, but.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
we used to go out when he felt like it, not when I felt like it. So
yeah.
no, if
Okay.
he was telling me he didn't want his saddle on, then we'd just go out in hand and have a nice walk together. So,
Yeah, right.
so
Yeah, lovely. Yeah. Well, I was thinking now, I think you probably know or would be are able to do the mounting block, think your way forward. Would
I hope so.
well,
Yeah,
yeah, because I'm not sure it's more creativity about how to do it. I think maybe the start button is the way to move forward.
it
Uh,
seems to be the key for him, doesn't it? He
yeah, I
really
think
likes.
so. And at the same time, you can use some of the other techniques we've talked about, like, well, it's there all the time in his
Yep,
field,
yep.
and you can use it. Um, well, everything I was thinking about just went out the window there, but we've talked about other
But
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, like
I
putting
want to
both
try
of them
the
together.
squeeze technique
Yeah,
and the mats again. Yeah.
yeah. So you can also introduce or use those techniques as well and see. And some of them you choose to develop, or some are
Mm.
just that's not working at all. But you're able to see, yourself if it works or not, I
Yeah,
think.
I think the mat's going to be really, really helpful when it comes to positioning and actually
Mm.
getting on him because he can't walk on if there's a cone straight in front of him. So,
Yeah,
um,
that's true. Yeah, so he needs the cone to be further away.
Yeah.
And when you finally get on his back, it would probably be nice to have the cone like two
So he can take
meters
a
in
step forward
front.
and touch it as a
Yeah, and
reward.
you can
Yeah.
jump off and start over again.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it would the horse I had, she was a riding school horse as well, and she was well known for tossing people off.
Yeah.
I would meet her people years after I bought her, and they, was that the horse at at the riding school? She tossed me off. Everybody had a history of her tossing them off. Uh, and she ended up loving to come to the mounting block. Um, so should be possible for him as well. And she stayed 10 years in the riding school, so she practiced tossing people off a lot. So
Bless. No, I mean, the thing that keeps me going is that he does seem to want to work on it.
yeah,
If it was a struggle every time to get him to engage, then, you know, I'd say, well,
yeah,
forget it, and we'll leave him as a non-ridden horse. But he does seem to want to do it. Whether that's the
yeah,
food or whether he genuinely does want to do it is a different matter. But he's certainly
yeah,
willing to try. So
yeah. I wouldn't give up on it
yeah,
yet. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. So yeah, um, because I was also talking to Hannah, and she agreed that you are a advanced student.
oh bless her, that's very kind.
Yes. So she thought it would be better for me to help you to kind of progress in a independent way. Like,
Okay.
um, to what do you think the next step should be with him? Have you
Yeah,
thought
definitely.
about it?
Yeah, I think definitely trying to get closer on whichever side it wasn't. He didn't want me close last time. It was the right, wasn't it? And that was unusual because that's
Yes.
usually his better
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, you
Um,
said so. Mm.
and also move it down to so that I am standing in the correct area that I would be for getting on.
Mm.
And then once he's happy with that, start trying to lean over again.
Yeah. Yeah.
See how he goes
That
from
would.
there.
Mm. Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
But yeah,
And
try it with the big block as well, so that I can lean over without having to jump.
yeah,
Um,
definitely. Yeah, that would be.
because I can get an arm over his back from the smaller one, but if I actually want to do a proper take my feet off the block, I'll need the bigger one.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just see. Yeah. And I took some notes from Hannah as well, so I'll just see what I've written down. Uh, yeah, it's like, and you know him best, so you know how much he can cope, what you feel, how much he can
Yeah.
cope with. So you'll just watch him every time you train, so you don't push him too far. And also, what do you think the ideal structure for your training sessions would be?
Hmm. That's a good question. I've not thought about
Yeah,
that. Um,
because I was thinking you did a lot with the mounting block, and of course that's what our issue was.
mhm.
And you made the videos for me, but I was thinking in the future you might want to be,
Absolutely. Yeah.
would it be better for him to have not, I don't think he minded the sessions like they were, but it was all about the mounting block. Do you think he would be more happy with mm, more, uh, not, yes, different,
Variety. Yeah.
yeah, variety,
Variety.
that's the word. Thank you.
Um, yes. Yes, I was starting to work my way through the gymnastic groundwork course, and I can't
Mm.
remember why I stopped. Um, I think because, oh yes, I don't have any poles. So
Ah,
I went on the
yeah.
hunt for poles. I think I probably need to go and buy some round fence posts, and which is the cheapest way I can think of getting them. But we might have a few kicking about here somewhere actually.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
used fence poles as well for that.
yeah, I think so we can get deer fencing ones up here, which are
Oh,
sort of
they're taller.
the really enormous ones. So
Yeah.
4 or 5 of those, I think, would probably do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to go back to gymnastic groundwork and start working my way through those again. And
Yeah.
also, we still need to practice feet picking up. Bless him, he
Oh,
doesn't have the best balance sometimes.
oh
Um,
yeah.
and when I first got him, if you picked his front feet up, his nose was practically on the floor to try and balance.
Yeah.
And he's better now, and he will do it more willingly. But it's something we still do need to practice fairly regularly. And
Yeah.
also, we've been doing a little bit with feel on the reins. He's got a bitless bridle, a transcend, so it's just a
Yeah.
simple side cue. And so we've just been I've been putting his head collar on and just taking the clip-on reins from that and
Yeah.
asking him to turn with just a feel. And he's starting to get the hang of that as well. So
Ooh, yeah. So do you feel like you can use the same technique as we kind of used with the mounting block and move this way of thinking over to uh, the hoof picking and or lifting the hooves and the reins?
yeah,
Are you
I hadn't thought
able?
I actually hadn't thought about using a go button with hoof picking, but that would help because if he tells me when he's balanced and ready to pick it up, then that would
Yeah,
make it easier for him, wouldn't it?
yeah, it would.
He does like to stand with his back feet really close together and then his front feet
Uh-huh.
further apart. And so if he picks up a front, he's more or less only on 2 points.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
so yeah,
yeah.
it's partly me trying to get him to actually stand square to start with, and then
Yeah, but
we
that's a
go for
great,
it.
yeah, but that's great of you to know that the starting point would be probably to make him square.
Yeah.
So that so that's the first step, kind you have to break every when you're going to train something, you need to slice it up in small
Hmm.
pieces. And a lot of people wouldn't know the horse needs his balance in the first place, and having his feet more square makes him more balanced because yeah, they're heavy. Of course, if they stand wrong, it's hard to
Yeah.
stand on 3 feet. So you got a good eye for that. You already knew. And then it is, have you filmed yourself while you're doing this?
I haven't. No, I must use video more. I don't. I only
Yeah,
ever
because
do when it's something like this, or if it's one of the
yeah,
monthly focus study groups.
yeah.
But no, I must get into the habit of doing it regularly.
Yeah, because then you could see, I guess you'd go next to him and then stroke his
Mm,
legs downwards or something, and you can
yeah,
see if there is a point where he reacts, if he seems to not enjoy it or whatever happens. I'm not sure what happens, but it could definitely be if it's only a balance problem. Doing the gymnastic groundwork, of course, will help a lot, and
yeah.
standing on mats, that would help as well.
Excuse me. I want to get my husband to build him a pedestal as well. I
Yeah,
think he'd like that.
yeah,
We've got some pallets kicking around. We're just moving them at the moment for hay bales. So if we've got one
yeah,
left over after we've put all the hay up onto them, I'll see if I can get him to reinforce it enough to take nearly 3/4 of a ton of cob.
yeah. I had a gypsy cub, and we used pallets for her, but we had plywood on top, and then I put
Uh-huh,
an old rug on top of there because it gets very slippery when it's raining.
uh-huh.
So I put a rug on so I could use it all the time, and it took her weight. She was quite heavy, and I've seen with all the horses, ponies mostly. Then I've introduced mats or pallets too. They love them.
Uh-huh,
It's I don't know why, but it seems like everybody just loves them. My Lucas, I think it took him a year until he
uh,
finally dared stepping on with all 4 feet. And I remember him doing it. I was riding in the field and he was in the paddock next to me, and he did it all by himself. And he
oh,
stood
bless.
until I was done riding, like, look at me. He was so proud. And yeah, then he's been able to do it afterwards. And loves it, but it took forever with him.
Oh, bless.
Yeah,
We've
yeah,
got an old IKEA bed that we're going to be throwing out in the next 6 months. So I want to swipe the mattress off that and see if I can get him to walk over a mattress as well. So that'll be really good
yeah,
for him figuring out his
yeah.
balance.
Yeah, I've done that as well. I just brought the mattress out now. I think it's been a couple of years since the last time I did it.
Uh-huh.
It's been standing in my barn, and I was scared it was full of mice when I was grabbing it, but it was okay. And Lucas, bless him, he just walked straight over it. And
Superb.
he was hesitant. I remember the last time I practiced, he was hesitant with the mattress, but now he just walked. And like you said, sometimes they just jump to the conclusion and do
Yeah.
a lot more than we expect. So yeah, that was very fun. And I did some carrot stretches on the mattress as well with him.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, he
Oh,
really
really
could.
wobbly. Yeah.
Yep. So that's very, if you could do that, that would be great for his balance. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Mm, yeah. So, and also you should film yourself when you're doing the reins as well. And you
Okay.
learn, so yeah, everything you should film. Not every time, but in between. Just take a
Yeah,
video and see and think, how can I slice things up? Yeah. I'll have to have
definitely.
another check on the notes I had from, yeah. Yeah, Hannah, also what fun behaviors you can add in between the more serious ones. And
Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole set of videos on trick training now, isn't there? I'll have a look
yeah,
through some of those and see what he fancies learning.
yeah. And like looks like he like to pick things up. And
Yeah.
didn't he pick up buckets as well sometimes? Or was that,
No, that was my old horse who used to pick up buckets.
oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I saw through your video, so maybe that's where I got that idea from. Yeah.
He might have
Yeah.
done it in the past. I've just forgotten if it's on one of the old videos, but
Yeah, and I remember now it's also one of the other coach's students, her horse picks up
uh-huh.
buckets for fun. Yeah, that's true. Uh, yeah, and it's also like we have lots of wind, and do you feel like you have, well, sometimes you have to change what you do because of the wind.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so
Definitely. Because I know he'll be more distracted in wind. So
yeah,
there's not a lot of point on working on anything that he's going to find difficult.
no,
So when he first, it's funny actually because when he was weaned, he came to the field next door and he was there for about 4 years. So I mean,
yeah,
it's not anything he hasn't grown up in. He was bred up here, but
yeah,
he just finds it incredibly distracting.
yeah.
When I first got him 4 years ago, I couldn't lead him anywhere in wind. He'd scream and do mini rears and spin round. He's better at that now, but he still does find it
Yeah,
tricky.
yeah, strange. Yeah. Well, yeah, Lucas is mostly quite all right in the wind, but trailer loading in wind, that's not a good
Oh, ho, ho,
idea.
ho. I
But
haven't
of
tried
course, the
that.
whole thing would
Yeah,
shake, and yeah. And
we
of
we don't
course,
get much we don't get much loading practice. My neighbour has a trailer, and
okay,
she
yeah.
sometimes invites us out with us. And he used to be really quite sticky, and then she invited me out for a walk. She was taking her youngster in hand on the beach, and she said, "Did I want to take Mac?" I said, "Yes, please." So so we went off to Sandside Bay, and he hadn't been on a trailer for must have been about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, and he walked
Ah,
straight on first go.
wow, that's great.
It was the first time he'd done it since I'd seriously started looking at connection training, since I'd
Ah,
become a member rather than just dipping into the odd freebie video on YouTube. And
yeah,
yeah, he was a little bit hesitant, and then I went, "Come on then," and sort of held out my fist as a target and straight up.
yeah.
Bless him.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
just to prove
that's
it wasn't a fluke, I took him straight off and we did it again. So,
yeah, that's great. Very
mm.
good. Let's see. Are there any more? No, it was like Hannah said, you're getting professional now almost. So it's like uh, uh, the, how they learn. It's like you slice things up. You see where the threshold is, and then you need to see. Of obviously, you need to know what you want in the end. You need
Yeah.
to have that in your mind to yeah, so you have clear criteria and what to do because if you don't know what you're doing really, it's usually gets a bit messy, but yeah, I think you're doing really well.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then I think I'm not sure what to do for our next call. If she do you want to keep on doing
Well, should I
the
keep on with
mounting call?
a little bit of mounting block? And I haven't touched the syringe stuff, so I could go back to
Mm.
that. Um,
Yeah. And maybe you could think, have you ever made a training plan?
no.
No.
I think I
Because,
know what my homework is just about to be.
yeah, I thought, uh, I thought for your homework, you could make a training plan and
Okay.
I'll send you the recipe, but I'll tell you as well now.
Okay.
I think you start with what you see, the end goal, what it looks like for you. You write that down
Okay.
and then you think of what um, what does your horse need to know about uh, eh, to be able to do this? Like targeting, that's a good thing. That will help you on your way, and that's something you already know, so you can tick that off.
Hmm.
Uh, and uh, then you think, well, you think, where do I start? How will I start? What will be the first step? And then you think of the next step and you make this plan that you think will work. And you'll probably get to some step and it doesn't work at all. And then because every time you do something, when you, oh no, we're running out of time. Should I send you another link?
Yeah, we've still got 10 minutes, so
Oh, okay. Yeah. Where did you see that?
it says remaining meeting time 9 minutes 45 seconds at the
Yeah,
top of my
okay.
screen.
Yeah, we'll make it then. Yeah, yeah. For every step you take, you think back when you've been out training, you reflect, did this work as planned? If not, you probably have to make a change. Did I go too
Okay.
fast, too soon? And some steps just don't work at all. Like I was trailer loading Lucas, and he's very good with the pallets now. So I thought, oh, I'll put a pallet inside the trailer. That's what a great idea. He didn't think that was a good idea at all. It was just no, I'm not stepping on a pallet inside the trailer. So no, not a good idea. I thought it was, but not. So it's like but you try to make all the steps you think you need till the end. And then you just start working on number one. And if it works out, okay, you go to your next step. If that works out, next step. And yeah, that's how you do it.
Okay.
And yeah, and s- well, some steps you they just don't work, and some step they might not work that day, but you see that it's still a good way.
Yeah.
You need to you just need more time with it or refine it or something. So yeah, I think maybe that would be a great idea, and make the training plan, maybe send it to me.
Okay, will
Uh,
do.
yeah, and then you try. I'm not sure how far you'll get with it until I'm not. Well, you could have 14 days if
Okay.
you and then we'll talk again
Yep, no
for the
problems.
third session, and then you'll have 14 days, and you'll just see how far you get with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, no, good thing we still got a bit of daylight. So I start a new job on Monday and I'm going to be commuting into Thursday and back. So
Oh, how long do you have to commute for? How?
it's oh gosh, it's about 40 minutes each way.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, you
I'll get
see.
I'll get back with daylight in the evening still.
Yeah, but yeah, you'll see. But I think making a training plan, and when you know how to do it, you can use it for all kinds of stuff. And
Definitely.
and it's not like need to write it down all the time. Sometimes when you get used to it, they kind of get in your head when you need them. But it can be a good thing to write it down for yourself.
Because I have the short-term memory of a goldfish at the moment. So
Yeah, okay. But I'll send you. I think there are some I think I've seen some the words in English, like layouts for training
oh yeah,
plans.
yeah,
So I'll try and send you a layout, and you can fill it in.
perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, do oh yeah, I forgot to ask. How did you feel about the video review? Was that okay, or did you prefer the
Yeah, that
written
was really
feedback?
helpful.
Okay.
Either works for me, to be honest. It's
Okay.
actually really nice to have the video to play back whenever I'm feeling a bit down about training. Um, he said such lovely things, and yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I've saved that one as a little pick me up whenever I need it. So
Oh, yeah, yeah, because it was so wonderful, and I thought, yeah, that was just so great. It should just been played. I thought of the music, yeah, what We Are the Champions. I thought, oh, I could just put the music, We Are the Champions, because that was so good. And yeah, and that was the first time I've done video review like that. So
oh, it
yeah,
worked
it
really well.
was
I'm in awe of
so
your editing
amazing.
skills.
Yeah, well, I've started out with the connection training. I had to film myself, and everything was awful, I thought, and then I started enjoying both editing videos and
Uh-huh.
yeah, and even watching myself. At first, I was like, oh my God, I can't stand watching myself. But yeah, it's better now. Yeah.
I just think I need to lose weight every time I see myself on screen, which is true, I do.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah, I've been thinking, and my clothes and my hair, and
yeah.
I should do have makeup on, and why and I'm also seeing I'm all crouching, and a lot of people in uh my uncles and aunts are like, and I don't want to be
Yeah.
like that, and I'm straighten up. I
My
see it
grandmother was
in,
the same. Yeah, and I could see
yeah,
my
I don't want
mum,
to be
who's
so
84,
good.
starting to go that way. So I'm like, right, shoulders back.
Yeah. And then I see it with especially when with the Shetlands, and I think, oh, it's because of the Shetlands, but I don't
Yes, of
think
course,
so.
because
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's nice to hear you like both kinds
yep,
of reviews, because I'm experimenting with you. So okay. Well, I'll send you the recording of this one, and I'll send
thank
you
you.
what did I call it again? This
The
layout
template, layout or
template,
template,
a
yep,
template, yeah, for training plan, and a short review as well of this
thank you.
conversation. So yeah, and then I'll send you. We'll talk again in about 14 days. That's
Perfect.
okay. Yeah.
Perfect. And
Okay.
I'll get back out in the field and carry on working on it.
Yay. Yeah, I'll like to hear how it's going with the mountain block as well, if you get time to do that as well.
Yeah, no,
It's
hopefully
arranging.
we will.
Yep.
And and definitely the touch wood, we will get there in the end. And the day it happens, there will be a post going up on my blog on the connection training site with you tagged in it
Sure.
going, we did it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll see you then in about 14 days and good luck with
Perfect.
your training. Yeah.
Take care. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.